Hi, I want to take a few minutes to show you the website builder Weebly. Now, some of you use this for your multimodal project, so you might not need to watch this, or if you struggled with any component of constructing your website, then I would watch this video as well. So if you already have one, then you need to add a site, and it'll lead you through picking the name, choosing your theme, all that good stuff. So pick a name for your site that fits, your e-portfolio. Like here's an example one. You might put your last name .weebly.com, unless you're trying to be a little more anonymous. You're just doing this for a class exercise, but hopefully not. Hopefully you're going to do this as something that's valuable. Picking a template. You can see this is one. This is my very first e-portfolio that I ever created, and this was a number of years ago because now I'm in my 9th year here at Delta. So for whatever reason, there is this beach picture that does not belong. So I'm going to want to change that. So the way that this works is you're going to open your site and you'll have a lot of elements. I have stuff already here, but when you pick a template, there will be like text box, there'll be images. So they're either going to fit or they're not going to fit. And so if they do fit, then it's just modifying them. If you open your site and it really looks like this isn't going to work for me, then you just go to theme, hit change theme, and then you'll pick out something. And I suggest looking at ones, even though the ones with the big images are very beautiful, for modifying and for what we're doing, where we're actually uploading like examples of our work and reflecting on it, look for something that has less images already in place, a little bit more white space, a little bit more text space is what I would look for in a template, even though that's less exciting. Okay, so going back to build. So edit image, upload image. So upload image would be, you have your image, and again you want to make sure you're not violating copyright. And this is your portfolio, and if someone sees something that is a violation, or someone knows like, hey, like I saw that very same image just last week on this presentation, and that's not going to be good. And so really common stock photos might not be good either. Alright, so here's me changing this image, even though this image doesn't really fit well. So pick an image that fits well, and preferably an image that you've created or an image that is your own, because this is your site. You want to stand out. You don't want stock images that maybe that people are going to see very commonly on other websites. Alright, so the next thing you need, so you got your look. This is the look I want. The next thing you're going to do is pick your pages. So the pages is how I'm breaking this down. So these are going to be the parts of my e-portfolio. It's pretty easy to change something like class themes. So if you want to change a name, you just start typing, and then when you hit back, you can see it changed right here. Now you might have some preset pages that came with your layout, and those preset pages might not actually fit with what you want to do, or you can just delete them. So delete's very easy to do. That was something I noticed with some of the multimodal projects that used Weebly, is that a page was created, but then like other navigation pages like about and contact were not being used, but they were still left in the navigation. So make sure that if you're not using a page that you delete it. So you don't want to have anyone go to a dead link. But that shouldn't be a problem with this one, because I think we have more pages than any template's going to have. So more than likely it's going to be changing something that's like contact to resume, or contact to, you know, academic artifacts, whatever it might be. All right, so you can see like this one's pretty empty. I'll delete the, you know. So we got this empty site. So when you're on the build menu is going to give you this wonderful array of elements that you can drop into your text. So really this was kind of custom made for like the idea of this multimodal, because you have your text, you have your structure, you have your media, so you have like all that stuff already embedded in there. So you see that little lightning bolt, that means it costs extra. So there are limitations, of course, right? You know, they do still want you to buy things. So text would be the most common thing. We'll have text. You know, so just click and edit. So the edit bar looks very similar to what you would see in your WordPress or your Blogger. You know, the chain link, that means create a link. All those things are right there. Image, so again, you just drag and drop. And you can drag and drop within a good text box too, like if you want it to be part of your text. See, so if you want the image a little closer to your text, make sure you drag the image and put it into your text box. If it's below, then that's okay as well. There's slideshow options, so if you are like going through like a photo shoot or a trip that you took, so say maybe you're talking about a travel abroad experience, you might have a little paragraph talking about how this was a very enriching experience, and then you'd have that slideshow right underneath. The embed code can be used for a number of things. See how you can't put audio in, but you can put SoundCloud in, so that's a way to get, if you want to have like you talking. Even though I know we all hate the sound of our own voice, like I hate the sound of my voice, so I'm gonna just record it. There is YouTube directly in there, so you don't have to use the embed code for YouTube, but it works for YouTube as well. So you can drag and drop, and you can see, boom, you add YouTube to your site. Very, very easy thing to do. File, so file is a good option as well. Oh, let me show you the to get to the YouTube thing. So this is a little different. The menu doesn't come up. You have to double click, and then you can hit the URL and the position, spacing, all that stuff's there. File, this is good if you want to upload papers, like you're talking about, like, hey, I'm this really awesome creative writer, I took this creative writing workshop, here's some short stories, or here's some poetry. So file is a good option for that. So that's really the basics of how it works. Drag and drop, scroll over the things you want to change. My biggest advice is find the theme that works for your content. Don't try to fit your content to the theme. Content should come before theme. So try to find the right theme, which is the hard, probably going to be like, you can really waste a lot of time, but make sure you put the time and effort to picking that right theme. Try to use your own images. Make sure your navigation matches what your content is. And let me know if you have any questions.